Hey guys, it's Mike Grimes from Punch the Mike Podcast, and wow, what a night of fights! We saw Dustin Poirier KO Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler KO Dan Hooker. But this video is going to be about Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. What a fight. It started off with Conor in a stiff boxing stance going for that KO early, but then Poirier got under him, landed a beautiful takedown that he didn't even expect to land. He just got it because he was trying to get out of the way of those punches, and he worked on Conor since then. He got up, they were on the fence, and then those calf kicks came into play. He was landing right in shin into bone, or shin into calf, and it was just destroying Conor's leg, and all it takes is one good hit to the leg and you're immobilized. You cannot move, you're stuck, and well, Conor, he couldn't really do anything about it. He got beat. That's it. And when he was on the fence, he was trying to dodge and roll punches like he did against Nate Diaz, but you can't do that against a guy who has power like Poirier. Nate Diaz has power, of course, but he's a volume striker. While Poirier, he is a power puncher. So when you're trying to dodge punches and slip and counter, you can't really do that against somebody on the fence like Poirier. Poirier, arguably, is the best fighter when he's attacking someone on the cage. When somebody's back is up against the cage, Poirier puts on the pressure, and he really, really does well for beating somebody on the cage. He did it against Eddie, he did it against Hooker, but that was a war, but he did it against Hooker, and he also did it against Justin Gaethje. So you can argue that he's one of the best fighters to fight someone on the cage. But then Conor just looked stiff. He wasn't in his free-flowing stance that he used to have, and he just looked like a boxer in an MMA fight. It was not okay. I think he was training ever since he fought Khabib. His style has changed. Yes, of course, he threw kicks in the cowboy fight, but if you saw it, he still looked stiff in it. Like, he had that close hands to the face style, wasn't free-flowing, and we didn't get to see much of it because he KO'd him in 40 seconds. But he just looked stiff. It wasn't anything taking away from Dustin, of course. Dustin had a beautiful game plan to wear him out, then hit him with those kicks, immobilize him, get him up against the fence, and KO him. And as a Conor fan, it was sad to see Conor get knocked out, but it was amazing as an MMA fan to see such a beautiful sequence of boxing and striking and on-the-fence work that KO'd Conor. I have loved Dustin ever since his fight against Gaethje. I liked Dustin beforehand, don't get me wrong. I watched the first Conor fight live with him, but I started to love him when he fought Gaethje, and he KO'd Gaethje. I respected him more and more because Gaethje was one of my favorite fighters. And now that he beat Conor, there's no taking away from his achievements that he's had. He is the second best lightweight in the world, Khabib being the first, but Dustin doesn't even care about Khabib. He said he'll do whatever brings food to the table for his family. And that's respectable. He's a respectable guy, and he's the ideal mixed martial artist that you want to see in this world. And he's the best to do it besides Khabib. He has beaten Eddie Alvarez, Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Conor McGregor. Who else should I name? He's beaten tons of people, and he just made it look easy against Conor. He got hit a couple times, but once he adjusted and started throwing those leg kicks, he really made it look easy. So, I don't know. That's it. UFC 257 was crazy, but it was an amazing showcase of striking and amazing showcase of a real mixed martial artist. So, I'm Mike Grimes from Punch the Mike Podcast, and this episode was UFC 257, The Aftermath.